This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. A federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit by 2 South Dakota tribes over Bureau of Indian Education reorganization. The Cheyenne River and Rosebud Sioux tribes claimed they were not properly consulted and that the restructuring violated treaty rights. The Argus Leader reports the ruling said the Interior Department provided enough time and did not impact the treaty. The tribe sued in 2015 to stop the changes. The Thunder Valley community on the Pine Ridge Reservation is in its third year of construction. The 12-unit apartment building and a community center will soon be open for residents. The deputy director of the Development Corporation says it's a 12-year project. Victoria Wicks in South Dakota has more.
Thunder Valley now has 7 houses ready for families. 3 are already occupied by homeowners. Another 7 houses are under construction, and 7 more are included in immediate plans. Jennifer Irving is Deputy Director of Thunder Valley Community Development Corporation. She says during community meetings and surveys, Pine Ridge residents said they didn't just want more housing. They wanted sustainability, services, stores, and a safe place for children. Now, in addition to housing, Thunder Valley has administrative offices, a community center that includes a bunkhouse for overnight guests and space for people to gather, and a 2.5-acre demonstration farm with a red barn chicken coop. Irving says it's easy to dream of improving conditions on the reservation, but for this philosophy to take on meaning, the community has to prove it's possible.
There's no way to just talk about this huge vision and this beautiful mission and all the things that we want it to do without creating the models and creating the examples right here. So when we talk about rebuilding the food system on Pine Ridge, we can't do that unless we model it too. So we can't talk about, local access to fresh fruits and vegetables if we ourselves aren't providing that.
Future plans include more housing, a school, stores, powwow grounds, workspace for artists, childcare, office space, and other amenities. But Irving says if Pine Ridge residents want to change those plans, they will change. For National Native News, I'm Victoria Wicks in Rapid City, South Dakota.
The Cape Cod Times reports the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe plans to hold a rally on land rights this weekend. A walk will be held, followed by speakers. The event follows a recent blow to the tribe by the Interior Department to not keep its land in trust. The Massachusetts tribe is fighting in court and Congress over land rights. A new book collection is showcasing Canada's rich Indigenous heritage. As Dan Karpinchuk reports, it's called Canadian Geographic's Indigenous Peoples Atlas of Canada.
The 4-volume set features guides that take readers through land, languages, people, and culture. The first 3 volumes focus on Native groups, First Nations, Inuit, and Métis. They include reference maps and content from more than 50 Indigenous writers. There are also hundreds of photographs and a glossary of Indigenous terms, as well as maps of Indigenous language. The 4th volume is dedicated to truth and reconciliation. The collection is the creation of the Royal Canadian Geographical Society, along with the Assembly of First Nations, Inuit, Tapirit, Kanatami, the Métis Nation, and the National Centre for Truth and Reconciliation. Ry Moran is the director of the centre.
The idea is that what we're doing is we're lifting kind of the colonial construct of Canada off of the map and leaving behind the Indigenous places, place names, and rich connections to the land that have existed here for millennia.
The book also hopes to highlight the origins of Indigenous names such as Ottawa, Winnipeg, Ontario, Mississauga, to name a few. For National Native News, I'm Dan Karpinchuk.
And I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced at the Annenberg National Native Voice Studios by Kawanak Broadcast Corporation. Funding is by Odawi Law Group, provider of Indian law solutions, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with support from the Public Radio Satellite System.
Support by Ramona Farms, offering wholesome and delicious foods from our heirloom crops as our contribution to a better diet for the benefit of all people. We are honored to share our centuries-old farming and culinary traditions online at ramonafarms.com.
And by the law offices of Sonosky, Chambers, Saxe, Miller, and Monkman, a national tribal rights law firm with offices in Washington, D.C., New Mexico, California, and Alaska, and online at sonosky.com.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.